Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off.
Paul Brapson, Zeke of Haiti, All the Pressure podcast. It's Sunday. Help me out, Paul. Where we at? April
25th?
28th. Is it 28th, I think? I think we're the 28th.
28th, yes.
I've lost track of time.
28th.
For the first time, we've been doing this for a little over a year now. And for the first time, this has happened to us where we had a cancellation of our guests, kind of last minute. So, of course, I don't think people want to just watch me and you looking at each other's ugly mugs for an hour.
Works for Joe Rogan.
Yeah, works for Joe Rogan. Be nice to be where Joe Rogan is.
I heard that.
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
Right.
He's a GOAT for sure. But, you know, Zeke of Haiti always has something in the bag. I had to go in the bag, man. And I said to Daina this morning, I said, hey, you know, we had a late cancellation for the podcast guest. And me and Paul had once talked about maybe having her on with your daughter.
Correct.
And they're similar in age, young girls going through life. And it's a different world now from when we were kids. And with social media, just all the stresses and pressures of what it's like to be a young teen. So, Daina, thank you so much for kind of filling some airtime for us. And so anyways, this could get emotional for me because Daina is, you know, she's my stepdaughter, but I have a hard time calling her my stepdaughter because I've been with her mother since she was 16 months old. And you can appreciate this, Paul, because you're still a step parent.
Correct.
Right? I
Yes.
mean, you knew what it was like to raise kids that weren't yours and love them and invest your life, your blood, sweat, and tears in kids that you didn't create. And that takes a different type of individual, man. You know, not everybody, I don't think being a step parent is for everyone. You know, it's not easy.
No, you have to get used as a step parent to getting no credit for anything.
Right.
You're just there just to help. But mom, you know, always gets and I'm not speaking as far as your guys' relationship, but mom typically gets all the gratitude, but you're still filling in a father figure.
For sure.
You just don't get the credit.
Well, when I first started seeing Daina's mother, for me, she was, you know, just going to be another one of my girlfriends because I had a list of girlfriends in Haiti at the time. And the first night we talked on the phone, she told me she had a daughter. And I was like, okay, in my mind, that was going to be it. I didn't want to be with any women that had kids already. And I just didn't want to deal with that. And then, of course, the day finally came that she came to see me in person. And then I went to visit her home where she was living in Kafu. And I met Daina the first time in those moments, in those days. That was back in March, April 2011. And I fell in love with her. I mean, she was
16 months? Is that what you said?
She was 16 months old. And I fell in love with her. She's so beautiful. And that's when me and Darlene kind of officially became a couple. And of course, back in those days, I was being very selfish and doing whatever I wanted to do. Long story short, and the people don't know, of course, in 2010, the earthquake in Haiti happened. And Daina was born in late November 2009. The earthquake happened. And so she's not even 2 months old. And when the earthquake happened, she was like embedded in blocks. The Haitian earthquake happens Tuesday evening, January 12th, 2010, and this little girl was encased in blocks, and she lived through it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
God's plan. That's
right. And in 2016, a hurricane hit Haiti, and she lived through that. So she's been through a lot, you know, and so I'm not even going to get into the whole story about, you know, me and her mom and me bringing her mom here, because that's all in my book. So Daina finally comes here in October of 2016. Me and her mom are married. She's pregnant with Zabor at that point. And Daina arrives. John Shattuck, the guy responsible for getting me out of prison in Haiti, he went to Haiti to get Daina for us. And so John is like giving her whatever she wants. She's eating ice cream. Like they're staying in nice hotels.
Luxury. The ice cream was so good. I still remember it.
Yeah.
How old was you when you came back?
I think I was like 6 turning 7.
Yes, very good. Your memory is sharp. You are sharp. She was 6 turning 7.
Nice.
Yeah, because she came at the end of October and turned 7 in the end of November. And so she gets here and she comes into our house and she was like, well, because originally we were talking to John. He was in Miami with her in a real nice hotel. And they were staying at a hotel in Haiti. Like she was living the life of luxury for a few days.
Right.
Eating ice cream for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Just
Okay, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
Is the hotel in Haiti nice?
the hotel where they were staying. Yeah, there are some nice hotels in Haiti.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Where the
Just not Port-au-Prince and places like that.
well, yeah. The surrounding areas of Port-au-Prince, up in Patronville, in those areas, and I mean, there are some nice places in Haiti. There really are. And so Daina is just living it up. John's buying her whatever she wants, and so a few days of that, she's thinking, "Oh, this is what my new life is." As a matter of fact, when John got to Miami with her in the hotel, she thought that was her new house. She had no idea, and she didn't speak any English,
Right.
Not a lick of English, and John didn't speak any Creole. So we were trying to help them communicate, and so Daina comes to Barberton, Ohio, and on the way home from Cleveland, we're driving, from the airport. We're about to get off on Vernon Odom Boulevard.
Okay.
Where you go up to by Rolling Acres and onto Barberton. Sure enough, we're driving on the expressway and there's a guy hanging out a window like he's dead. He pulled his car off the side of the road, tried to go across the road to get something that had flew out of his car or something, and he ends up a victim. Hit by another car, and half of his body. We're driving by this car, and you can see half of his body out the windshield, and the other half in. He's dead as a doornail. And I'm like, so we get Daina out of Haiti so she doesn't have to see stuff like this.
And there it
in her
is.
first day in Barberton, or in Akron, Ohio, she's seeing this. It was incredible. But she gets here, and it changed our lives forever. And Daina, I just want to tell you, I'm so proud of you, and it's hard for me I can't. People always, when I'm explaining my life or they're asking about your kids, I can never say stepdaughter. It won't roll off my tongue. It's hard. So I just say it's my daughter. As people say, how many kids you have? I have 5. And on many occasions, I feel closer to Daina than my own biological kids, and just all the stuff we've been through, and it's been hard. It's been a long road. It's been tough, and but she's been such a blessing to my life, such a blessing. And when she got here, she didn't speak a lick of English. And Daina, I just want to tell you how much I love you and what you mean to me. Like,
I love you too, Dad.
I appreciate you so much. You just bring a vibe. Since from the day you got here, you always had a vibe about you. And it's just been like so easy and so natural to love you like my own, And we never do anything. Like anytime we're doing pictures, we're all in it. It's
Right.
all the family. It's all like like I said, in many ways, I'm closer to Daina than my own kids.
Well, she lives full time with you.
Yes.
Where your kids now are older, and
Yeah, Moses and Spartacus.
Right.
They were. Unfortunately, I put them in a broken home. And so Daina has been so special, and so she's like a kind of like a surrogate mom. Zipporah's 7, Shama's 3, and she helps out with her babysitting, giving baths. Like she's all ready to be a super mom. Like she knows, but having that experience too has taught her that, hey, don't be in a hurry to have kids.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Live your dreams, right?
I'm good.
So Daina, what was it? I kind of wanted to talk about like your first day in kindergarten, where we got a phone call that like you had been a teacher. Can we talk about that?
Sure.
Is that cool? So Daina gets here. They throw her in her class. We're predominantly white kids. I don't know, there might have been a black kid or two. And she's sitting there all day. And finally, she kind of wants to get up and leave. And so she heads over to the door. This is in kindergarten at Elementary West. And she's trying to get out the door. And the teacher, whoever it was, I don't even remember, put her hand like on Daina's hand or whatever. And then Daina went down and bit her.
Oh, wow.
So we were called immediately about it. And do you remember that, Daina? Do you remember? Can you explain what happened in instance. I think it's an interesting story anyways, coming from Haiti, where you're just used to being around nothing but black kids.
Yeah.
And then, and then in Haiti, it's kind of rambunctious. Everybody's out and there's activity and there's music and, you're the aggression with the other kids, you're playing in the street and you're fighting and pushing each other. I mean, it's just like, then you come here and you're in kindergarten and it's quiet. You're sitting with all these kids in a structured class. And
Yeah, I went in that classroom. They told me to sit whatever I want. I put my stuff in my cubby. She said, "Go sit somewhere else, like sit someone that you would like." I didn't understand what she was saying, so I was like, and then she just pulled me. She just like kind of guided me to my seat.
Yeah.
So I'm just here sitting down. I'm like, why is it so quiet? What's going on? And then this kid was like so friendly to me, but I don't really understand. I can understand some, but not all the way.
Yeah.
So I got like really agitated, and I just wanted to leave. So I just got up and walked out, and she's like, "No, don't go." So I'm like, "But I want to go." So,
Right.
So she's like trying to push me down, like she's just like trying to grab me to like come in the classroom, and then I'm like, "Why are you grabbing me?" So I'm like, "Hang."
In other words, that's the only way she knew how to react.
Right, no, I understand.
You can appreciate that, though, to be a young kid and to be transported from one world to another in just a matter of days.
It'd be a hard transition.
Yeah, and then to be put in that environment and not be able to communicate.
Right.
And that's incredible. And she didn't speak a lick of English, Paul. And her English now is incredible. Like her vocabulary, like it's incredible.
Now, from when she came to the United States to when she started kindergarten, how long was that?
Oh, it was quick. Like she came in October and she was going to school in November. It wasn't long. It was days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, it was quick. And again, she didn't speak a lick of English. So.
How did that transition, but for the speaking purposes of it?
Well, I think it was tough on the people at Elementary West because, now they've had more experience over the years now because Barberton, and we can talk about that after the fact, is dealing with a lot of refugees and immigrants now. And so it's hard. It's hard on the professionals that work at these schools when you get a kid in and they don't speak the language and you don't speak their language. You can imagine like that's a struggle in the patience that you have to have. It's a struggle. But I will say this, and Daina could talk about this a little bit. Mrs. Niemer, right?
Shout out to Miss Niemer.
Yeah, Mrs. Niemer, she was married recently and had a kid, and we love her. Like, I know her last name's not Niemer anymore. I'm not sure. Do you know her new last name? Because she had got married and had a baby. But I don't. I'm drawing a blank on what her.
Miss Sheehan, I think.
Is it Sheehan?
I think so.
Okay. Shout out to Miss Niemer because her work with Daina was incredible. Like she was hands on with Daina, and she works with kids that are dealing with multiple languages. And we've even had to put Zipporah in this program too because Zipporah hears Creole spoken all the time.
Right.
And it was always just easier for me to speak Creole to their mother because it was just easier.
So you pretty much speak Creole more than English at your house now?
I do, yeah, all the time. Anytime I'm with their mother, I'm always speaking Creole. We barely ever speak English,
right.
And it's just easier to communicate like that. I learned to speak Creole when I was young, and it's just like for me when I speak Creole, it's just like speaking English like I am now.
Right.
So you think and you dream and you do different things in that language just like you do English. But yeah, shout out to Miss Niemer for the help she's given you, and just all your teachers. And
Yeah.
Well, tell us.
Thank you for tolerating me.
Yeah. Well, because Daina can be a lot. She can be a lot, and of course, she was raised by Zeke of Haiti. So, and Daina has struggled in school. Things haven't been easy, and so. But I always know that regardless, you don't like Paul. Me and you weren't the greatest students, right?
No.
Average, below average, maybe, because we probably half-assed a lot of stuff, and we're more concerned with sports and girls and whatever it might have been. And so, But Daina, she struggles in school sometimes. But I think I know as her dad that she's going to be just fine in life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not everybody does good in school. Not everybody does good in testing. But Daina has the personality. She has. She just has the it factor. She's a beautiful girl. She just, and again, she was raised in my house, and so when you see her, she walks a certain way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You'll know, like when Lincoln gets a little older, they'll say that. They'll say, yeah, he walks like a Brabson. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
no, I get it.
But Daina, a question, and Paul, feel free if you have any questions you'd like to ask her about her journey. What's it like now, Daina, in 2024, you're in middle school in Barberton, Ohio. You were held back a year because you didn't speak any English, right? So you should be in 8th grade. And what's it like being a young black girl in Barberton, Ohio, 2024, going to school with all the pressures, with all the cliques, the different groups, you usually have the kids are all divided up. The athletes hang out with the athletes and the cheerleaders with the cheerleaders. How's it been for you navigating that and kind of finding your way and trying to just kind of, be your own person? But as you go, how has that been for you? And what's going on in this world nowadays with these kids and with social media and everything?
Well, these kids they really do exaggerate a lot.
Do they?
Yes. And they like to get into fights for no reason at all. Mm. They really like to talk trash, and the girls, the cheerleaders, they're not really good friends. They're like, it's like they have like minions kind of like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sometimes I feel bad for them because I'm like thinking, what's your life like? Sometimes they bully each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes they bully other kids because they feel like it, or
it's going to be funny.
Yeah. Sometimes they hurt the kid and like they don't know what's going on in their life or house.
Right.
And sometimes I try to be friends with other people, but sometimes they don't really want that, and I just kind of like give up. Sometimes they like feel pitied, but I'm just trying to help out.
Yeah.
And sometimes kids, like the jocks and stuff, of course the girls are gonna be like, oh my God, he's so cute. He's so tall. He's totally my type. And other girls like, ooh, that's it. That's an ick. I'm like, what's an ick? She's like, you know what an ick is? Of course. I'm like, what's that? I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's an ick? She's like, you don't know? I'm like, no. That means he's not all that. I'm like, okay. You're not all that.
When you guys are in school, you can't have your phones on, right?
No,
have
you
your
can't.
phone. So there's no like you're in class and then somebody's trying to take a video of you and put it on Snapchat.
Oh, they do. They sneak it in.
So the phone's supposed to be off during school. Okay.
I think so, yeah.
They're supposed to be in your lockers, but they take it anyway.
I can't imagine that.
No, well, my daughter texts me from school, so that's why I'm asking.
She's a Brabson. She's got that. She's hiding the phone.
Probably, right.
Probably. Wow. Have you ever done that, Daina, where you've taken your phone into the class and you've hidden it? Now I know you're on camera here, but
Yep.
You have done it.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I know what happens, and it's tough, man. I thinking back when we were in school, Paul, I just can't imagine dealing with all the pressures these kids deal with. Like,
social media don't help nothing. Mm-mm. I mean, it's amazing what that social media has done. It's a powerful tool. Social media it's crazy.
It is.
It is crazy.
And you're on Snapchat, right?
Yep.
Because I don't have Snapchat, and I think you have TikTok.
Snapchat, TikTok,
now,
Instagram.
I know you have Instagram because I tag you and stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
I tag you with family stuff and everything. Let me ask you this: what has it been like to be Zeke of Haiti's daughter? And you can be honest because it's not all good. I can be a real jackass sometimes and just,
I know.
So, but in the end, you know how I am and the love I have for people and what I've tried to do for people in Haiti and just how I've tried to raise, Moses and Spartacus and you and Zipporah and Shammah, just to be your own individual, to not be afraid of anybody, to always stand up for people who are less fortunate, and but what's it been like being raised in Zeke of Haiti's house?
Being raised in Zeke of Haiti's house, it's like a Ferris wheel. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know where you're at. So in my house, we do things a little different, I guess, in other people's houses. Like we make jokes, we make fun of each other in like nice ways.
Talk a lot of trash.
Yeah. And
even Shama's only 3 years old. He'd be calling us losers.
you're ugly.
Yeah, he said, you ugly. He'll get mad at me and say, you ugly. I'll be like, what can I say? He's right.
Right. No, I get you.
He ain't lying. No, and, it was interesting because Daina probably would have loved if we didn't have any kids, speaking of Zipporah and Shama, because then she had more freedom, more, more money invested in her, more things. I know she loves her siblings, but, having little siblings in the house can be annoying.
It can be a pain in the butt.
Oh, yeah.
They want something, they don't want it anymore. You give them food, they don't want it anymore. I'm like, What do you want to eat? Air?
Yeah, and Daina puts a lot of effort in our house, and she's really helpful with my mother.
Right.
Bonnie Petrie. She helps my mom do some things and helps my sister Jenny. And then they'll pay her, so she's hustling like on the side. Daina's hustling with them, and but yeah, ask her a question, Paul, because I don't want to get emotional. I was going to bring something up, but ask her a question.
So what were the kids like over in Haiti when you were there?
Well,
what's the difference? I know you were a lot younger then, from what you can remember.
Well, the difference between here and the kids in Haiti are a lot more aggressive and more they didn't have a lot, but they still got some things, but they're trying to live and stuff. So they didn't really have a lot of food, but we had a lot of games, pass the time.
But the kids over in Haiti are more aggressive, you think?
Yeah, but some of them are nice too. And here, they act nice. But they're not as aggressive, but they do like to fight. So, and here is a lot more, it's a little sympathetic, but.
It'd be tough coming from a country, a third world country.
Yeah.
It'd be tough.
Yeah. Because she was around a lot of kids who didn't have much, who were at the bottom of the barrel. And
now, see, I can't speak, because I've never been there. I don't really know a whole lot about Haiti, but I would imagine if it's, a poor country, the children over there probably don't have a lot of, parental guidance, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, in a lot of situations, kids are from broken homes, or the family structure in Haiti's kind of been destroyed, where you don't see a husband and wife together and all the kids in the same house. It's usually, they're all spread out. They're staying with an aunt, staying with a grandma. It's that's just how it is in Haiti and a lot of the third world. Yeah. Oui, il y a un peu de monde dans la rue qui pas gen kay, qui pas gen famille. Yo di yo comme ça, yo tout lage. So she was talking about there's a lot of kids in the street, like street kids. And I want to tell you, man, just kind of as I'm sitting here, Josh is in the back behind, the producer, Paul sitting here, I'm sitting across from you. And just talking to you and looking at you and how much you've grown, I can't tell you how proud I am of you, man. Just how beautiful you are, how much grace you have, and how fortunate and privileged I've been to be your dad. I'm so thankful you're in my life, and that the impact you've had on me has been extraordinary. And sometimes I just sit back and I look at you and I'm like, wow, you're really special. You have that it factor all over you, and I'm glad you were raised in Zeke of Haiti's house. And I know you're going to do great things in this world. I believe it. I believe in you. And I'm so proud of you. And you know, I'll talk about last night, for example. Like, I'm so proud of Daina, and she's just the best daughter. And so last night, I took her and her boyfriend to a movie, paid for it, paid for their stuff. And she makes it easy to want to do stuff like that, though.
Right.
Because of just how she is. Just what kind of daughter she is, how much of a help she is to me and her mother, the big sister she is. You know, just watching her in action every day, and I'm just so proud. I'm just so proud of you. I just want to tell you, I'm so proud of you. I'll always, m'a toujours chanté louange, m'a toujours dit ça, m'a toujours dit bon Dieu merci, d'être qu'on a vu, et moi en pile da. I swear, man. Moi say tout camp, man. I say camp, chérie. Moi en pile, baby. Thank you for being who you are. I really wanted to let you know that. I love you so much.
I love you too. I'm really thankful for my dad too. If it wasn't for him, I'll be still in Haiti with my mom. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have a dad. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't really have a family at all. And some things are hard in life, and some things are, you just need someone by your side. And I'm grateful that I have a dad today and a family that I love. And I'm really thankful for my dad to be here with us. And I'm really thankful to be here because of my dad.
Ask her a question, Paul. Give her another question.
Nice. What would you like to do? Is there anything that, you know, that kind of inspires you of where you want to go since you've been here?
Not really. Sometimes I'm just thinking, like, teachers have asked me what I want to be when I grow up. And I'm just thinking, like, I don't know what I want to be. I just tell them, I guess I want to make bank.
I mean, the good thing is you're young, so you've got some time to figure things out. You know, I just didn't know, you know, since you've came from, and again, you were young when you came, you know, from Haiti to here. But is there anything that, you know, the United States has kind of like popped and you're kind of like, man, it just looks like it's going to be really cool. Something I want to transition to, or no?
I thought modeling would be awesome, but I'm short and I don't really have, like, you know, like the unique type of things for a model to be.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a place depending on where you're looking to find. I mean, most, you know, when you're talking about supermodels, you know, most of them are tall, but there's a lot of models that do a lot of different things. So
she's got tons of heart. She's got tons of heart. Diana's got loads of heart.
Yeah, don't let something just because I'm short or, you know, I don't fit, whatever, you know, what you may see stop you from doing it, because you might be surprised when you open that door.
I could be a singer. I'm great at singing.
I've never heard you sing, but I'm sure Zeke has.
She's gonna. Diana's got a lot of ability. She mentioned one time about maybe wanting to go in the military. Of course, I don't think I would want her to go in the military, but I mean, there's a lot of advantages to that.
It depends.
Yeah,
it depends. But right. You know, funny that you say that, because I'm kind of in agreement with. I think when these kids graduate, I think you should spend 2 years in the military.
Yeah.
I think you just getting out of school and just walking wherever you want to do, and I'm just going to take time off, I think it's garbage.
Yeah. I'll tell you where I'm fortunate to have all the kids I have. And when October 7th happened and the conflict with the Israelis and Palestinians, it wasn't long after that started. I said to Daina and Mo and Spartan, of course, Zipporah and Shama had no say. They just came along because they're with us. They're too little to understand. But in Daina's case, we went to a mosque where there were a lot of Palestinians one night. They had a fundraiser for the Palestinian people. And Daina and Mo and Spart were so engaged. And Daina is just like that. She just has that it factor where she's sitting there with all these different people that don't look like her, dressed different. The Muslim call to prayer.
It looks so cool.
It
was so beautiful.
So beautiful, yeah. And just seeing her like Daina's life experience is so vast at her young age, you know. And that's why I know, like, it, whether a good student or not, she's going to be successful because she has that. She just has that. She has that presence when she walks in a room dealing with people. talking to people. She's bilingual. You know, most kids at her age aren't bilingual. And she loves people. Like when she talks about kids at school and the different fights and the different groups and how that bothers her and that moves her, you know. Now, of course, Daina's just like every other kid. She's got her days and her moments and her attitudes, but she's a very emotional girl. But it's all in love. Like she wants better. And if, you know, she wants better for people. She wants people to get along. And my ex-wife, Osleen, her daughter, Aviana, is a student there. And I think, you know, me and Daina have always talked about, hey, you know, you try to, you know, engage with Aviana and, you know, just kind of try to have a friendship with her.
What's the age gap? Is there a big difference?
Of those two?
Yeah.
I'm older.
Daina's older about a year.
Okay. Oh, but they're close though.
But they're both in the same grade. And Aviana's super smart. Like super smart.
Smarter than me, actually.
She's a super smart student. Like she's going places. She's very bright. And so, you know, Daina brought up to me one time about like, she said her and Aviana are sitting there talking, and as she's looking at her, she's thinking like, Aviana and her wouldn't be here if it wasn't for ZOH.
Right.
You know, it directly or indirectly. You know,
I know, right.
But that was fascinating. But she's just special that way, man. And
now, does she speak Creole?
No.
Obviously it's different because right.
Yeah, no. She of course she was born here.
Right.
And Daina spent almost the first 7 years of her life in Haiti. So Daina's Creole is not as good as it could be because she's so, you know, with kids speaking English all the time. And her Creole's rough.
The only Creole that she's probably speaking in your home.
Yeah, and then she hears like I'll speak Creole to her and she'll respond to me in English. You know? And her Creole is a little lou. We say it's heavy, like Creole lou.
Do you understand it more now? But you don't speak it as well, but you understand all of it.
I understand it.
Yes.
But I don't speak a lot of it.
Exactly. That's a perfect way to say it. But of course, we really wanted, I was really looking forward to one day getting her in here with your daughter and having them sit across from us.
Right.
To where we could talk about these same things. What's it like having a boyfriend? Now, first of all.
Expensive.
Is it expensive? Well, I think that chain you're wearing there, didn't your boyfriend Isaiah get that for you?
Yep.
That's such a nice necklace. It really is. Now, I don't know where Zay's working, but that's really nice.
That's what I was saying. I was like, how?
Yeah, she's got a boyfriend named Isaiah. We call him Zay. He's a good kid, man.
Nice.
And he's in 7th grade, right? At the middle school?
Yeah.
Plays football. He's a good dude. And his parents are really nice. He's also a product of a mixed relationship, black, white. He's a good kid. Now we like him because of course we would never let Daina just go out with anybody.
Right.
You know, we had to go through that whole process. We met his dad. I don't think I've met his mom yet, but you know, so we met the father. But that's another thing in life. Like, when did you start letting your daughter date, or did you?
There was really no. So with my actual blood daughter, when she started dating, she was living with her mom. So I really didn't have really any. I was a lot harder on, which would be my stepdaughter. You know, which would be, you know. I was a little different with her. So there was her boyfriends didn't really even want to come over to the house. The first time he came to the house, his buddy wouldn't even come back no more. He's like, I'm not even coming back to the house anymore. So
they saw your mug and they were done.
It was different. But like I said, with Elena, she started dating at her mom's house. So I didn't have a whole lot of, you know what I mean? I didn't have a whole lot of say. I could say whatever I wanted, but when you're 45 minutes away and there's things going on, you just.
Well, I've told Daina before. When you're dating somebody from school, your school age years, usually that doesn't work out to where you end up getting married and having kids with that individual, right?
Never.
The
percentage is
almost never.
Yes.
And so I always try to tell her, you know, because we have an open relationship. Me, her, and her mom, we talk about everything. You know, there's nothing that's hidden or not talked about. And for example, like I know Daina's language at school is a little different than it is at home, just like all of them.
Right.
You know, once we walked out of that house, we were F-bombing this and F-bombing that. So I get it. I get that. So we just try to be open and honest and talk about relationships. But she really likes Zay and he really likes her. We just try to tell him, you know, don't spend so much time on the phone.
Right.
Because that can take away from your schoolwork and, you know, that type of thing.
Oh yeah.
Where are you at? This is All the Pressure podcast, Daina. This is all the pressure all the time, where we love the smoke. So this is that tough question. Like, Zay's basically kind of like your first real boyfriend, right?
Yep.
That you've been out on dates with and you guys have done stuff with. So what's that like? What's that like for you being young and being in middle school? Because listen, when I was your age, I didn't have any girlfriends. My girlfriend was my basketball. So I didn't even know what it was like to act. I didn't even know how to act around girls. So how is that? I mean, do you feel pressure? What is that like?
It's like it's not like pressure, but it's like you're like okay with them, I guess. You're like a little comfortable, but not comfortable. A little you get a laugh out of it, and we play around like. But sometimes we fight too. Sometimes, but it's not like fighting. It's like I would look at a guy and I was like, and he was like, "Who are you staring at?" I'm like,
that teenage boy jealousy, and shoot, that's rough. Did you get like butterflies?
yeah. Every time I look, I'm like,
So yeah, you remember how that was, Paul, when we were young. Yeah, well, me and you, you were probably getting more action than me with the girls. I didn't.
I don't know if I'd say action, but when I was in 7th grade, I was dating.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what that was.
Right.
I didn't have.
I don't know if I would say I was dating. It makes it sound like I was dating multiple people, but I had a girlfriend in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Up here, moved to Naples in 7th grade, had another girlfriend down there. So.
Okay, well, you were doing better than I was. My girlfriend was my basketball. So, as you see yourself going along with Zay, do you ever think, like, I know you're young and you're in school, but as we tell you, like, usually you're not going to be with Zay when you're out of high school. But do you think otherwise? Do you think that you guys might, and again, this is All the Pressure podcast, Paul, just because she's Zeke of Haiti's daughter doesn't mean she's not going to get the tough questions.
Right.
You're going to get the tough questions. You're going to get the smoke, Daina. Come on.
I know.
Do you think that there's a chance for you guys maybe someday that you'll, break the odds and that you guys may end up together and have a family one day? Do you ever think about that?
I never thought about like that too far, but sometimes like, what if we get out of school? What's gonna happen? Like, are we still gonna be together, or are we just like split up? Because sometimes I'm like, you're young and I'm young, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe something goes wrong, but we always talk through it too.
Yeah.
And yeah, we always talk through it. Like on the phone, something happens. We always like call each other to see if we can work this out. And no, he's not leaving me.
Well, that's what your mom would always tell me. She would say, I can leave you at any point in time, but you can't leave me. Like your mom, and your mom was right. Like that's how it is when you're that woman and you got that power over a guy. You could leave him, but he ain't going nowhere. Like he can't. Like you'll understand the older you get. Paul knows. Like, and your mom was always right. Like I could never. Your mom just got something over me that like I don't know what it is. I can't even explain it. But yeah. What I would tell you though is concerning that is just like keep your dreams alive. Whatever you want to do in life, make sure you get to do it, and never let that relationship keep you from doing what you want to do. Because at any point in time, if a relationship with a boy keeps you from living your dreams or doing what you want to do, then it probably isn't for you. Yeah. And of course, always keep God first.
Yep.
Always pray.
Triangle.
Yes. What do we say, Daina? So there's the triangle. They always say, like, you're here, Zay's here. The closer you guys get to God, like they're both here, the closer do they get to God up here, the better off they'll be. The relationship will have a chance to last. There'll be a real foundation, right? And so that's been my problem in all my relationships and marriages, that where, I just think I'm Zeke of fucking Haiti and I can do what I want. And that arrogance and the pride and the ego and then just getting comfortable. Like here in the recent years, Paul, I got comfortable. I got comfortable, and Daina lives with me all, she knows that I got comfortable, I got lazy, and I was being a little bitch. Put on a bunch of weight, wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. And here recently, I'll give a lot of credit to Joe Ondo. I was on the phone with Joe Ondo 2.5 weeks ago, and I had been working his son Joey out. And Joey just hadn't been the same coming back from his injury. He was sluggish. He was just slow.
Right.
He tells me him and Joey have gone on these diets where it's low carbs, all this stuff. He goes through the whole thing. So then I go on that too, and I started fasting. And since that conversation, I've lost a ton of weight. I'm wearing clothes I ain't worn in 4 years.
Nice.
And so now I'm on that road to recovery in my mind and my spirit and my heart. And I've had a broken heart. My heart's been broken over the past few weeks to a month for a lot of reasons, not just one thing, but for Haiti, Jimmy Barbecue Sherry's is the big gang leader in Haiti that everybody talks about, and me and Jimmy are close, and I talk to him a lot, and my heart's broken for Haiti, man, and just what's going on there. I've had ups and downs in my own relationship at home with Daina's mom and my wife. We're still married, and just raising kids, being 51, being diabetic. There's just living life every day, working long hours every day. It's tough. I don't have to tell you,
Right.
You know what it's like to run a business.
It's Groundhog's Day every day.
Yeah, every day, man. It's just a grind, and you got to get up. Because since we've been doing this show, we talking about all the. Did I want to smoke? No, I didn't. I was being a big fucking pussy.
Right.
I really was. And I here recently, I said, I had to look in the mirror and do a check, man. Like, motherfucker, start being the old you. Change.
Right.
Turn it around. Get serious. Like, be engaged everywhere with people and what's going on in the world and your kids and your wife and your job and just whatever, man. Doing this podcast with you, trying to have influential people on and make an impact. And so, and again, here sitting across from me, my daughter Daina, she's always in my corner. There's sometimes I work first shift, her mom works second shift. We barely see each other, and sometimes she's the only one that I can talk to.
Right.
And I'll open up to her about some stuff I'm going through, and she's just always there to give me love and to talk to me and
Advice,
yeah. And I'd be lost without you, Daina. I really would. I'm so blessed with you in my life. Wow. Again, if I would sit here and talk too much, I would get emotional, but I love you more than you'll ever know. And I'm thankful that you would come on the show with us today. And I just want you to know that you'll always be my number one first daughter. And nothing will ever change that. And the day you do get married, I want to be the one to give you away. You know what I'm saying? So just know that I'll always be here for you, and I'll always love you, and thank you for everything you've been to my life. Seriously. Moi, mon pile. Je t'aime, chérie.
Je t'aime, papa.
Paul, you got any other questions you'd like to ask Daina?
No, I don't think so.
You think you're good?
Mm-hmm.
I still think we'd have a great show to have her and your daughter on sometime.
No, it would be a good show. Unfortunately, it was, like I said, the way this worked out, it was just too short notice.
Yeah, too short notice with the cancellations and stuff. Daina, do you have any last words that you wanted to say to give anybody shout outs, anybody, could have any family members, friends, boyfriends, teachers? It's your chance to get your last words in here and talk to anybody.
I would say shout out to Miss Burkhart for helping with my stuff, because she's been there for me. Because I talked to you about that one when the teacher, I was sitting down with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to her because I had a panic attack or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was just there. She was talking to me about stuff like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do when you grow up? And she's trying to talk to me to make me calm down and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she's been the best teacher. She helped me with stuff that I needed for school. And she helped me with my grades and stuff. And she's really been there for me, too.
Mrs. Burkhart.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Burkhart. Thank you. Anybody else?
No.
You good?
Hey, shout out to my dad being a great, awesome dad.
Oh, thank you. Who's the GOAT?
Dad.
Well, we're going to wrap this All the Pressure podcast up, Paul. Thank you for, it was tough again having the late cancellations and Daina stepping in. Of course, me and you were going to sit across from each other and talk about some other things. I guess, I don't know if
Like lunch.
Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? We got a few minutes here still.
Nah, I mean, there's a couple other things we could touch base on, but I think it's going to end up taking us like the refugee thing. I mean, there's a couple things I'd like to touch base on. First of all, if there's anybody that watches this podcast from Barberton, please say something, because if you guys got that letter that came out about the refugees and everything, we'd love to know exactly what you guys think as being a resident of Barberton, good or bad, whatever. The other thing I want to talk about is Regina and Jim daughter. Regina and Jim Palmer's daughter. Yeah. The cancer has gotten smaller. Oh, so, wow. I mean, for the aggressive cancer that she is going through and the treatments and everything that she's doing, it's helping. It's working. Yeah. So
Alex, beautiful Alex.
So if everybody can keep her in a prayer still, I think the family would be much appreciative of it, because, it's working, which is a good thing.
No question about it. And the thing you're talking about, the refugees, these immigrants, are they going to be coming in here to Barberton, where they're going to be housing these folks? Because I'm not on Facebook now, so I didn't see.
You don't get a whole lot of information. So supposedly this happened, some years back. And now they're bringing some back. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. Like I said, you get the letter, but it doesn't really give you all of the information. It just tells you when and what's going on. Yeah. So you have I don't know how many is going to be coming in. That's why it'd be nice to get some residents from Barberton that may have maybe some more influence on the information.
Well, one thing we need to do is, and hopefully we can talk to Josh about this once we stop recording today, we need to get a YouTube up. We need to get a
Josh
YouTube
is
up
over there rolling his eyes.
Josh is rolling his eyes. Josh,
he's over there.
Josh, we need to get a YouTube up yesterday, and because we have a lot of people that aren't on Facebook that have been wanting to watch these different episodes we've done, and that I keep telling them, look, we're gonna have YouTube up next weekend, and then it's next weekend again and again, and again, and so. We definitely need to get a YouTube up and get that running so we can, have more people that aren't on Facebook or social media. Because everybody can just go online, type in YouTube, and then.
Well, not only that, but Facebook's becoming like more of a, Facebook was like the leading thing of social media when it came out. Mm. Now it's kind of getting pushed back to the back burner, and a lot of people, especially the younger, they're leaving. Right. If they haven't already left.
Right, exactly.
So we'll see how it works out, but I think Facebook's going to be gone here. If not gone, I think most of us will probably be gone with Facebook shortly.
Well, I'll say this too real quick. So Daina and company, they're going to be moving into a new place, and they're going to start their own YouTube channel. So I think it's going to be called ZOH's Kids or ZOH's Family, something like that, right?
ZOH's Family.
Yeah. And so they're going to be inviting the public into their home and doing videos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so people will get to see like my family and what it's like to be a part of that experience. So we're looking forward to that getting going. And of course, she'll be the leading character in it, most definitely. She's got the look, she's got the personality. She was raised by the dad to do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? To have that swag and toughness and to talk that mess, because her siblings talk a lot of mess. Boy, like she didn't lie. In our house, you never know what's going to happen or what's going to be said, and there's a lot of chatter back and forth at each other. Be like you're on an NFL football field, man.
That's not a bad thing.
Oh, no. I mean, it's, sometimes like I'm getting soft because sometimes Sham will say something and it'll hurt my feelings. So I think I'm getting soft, Paul.
Nah, I don't know. You're just getting older.
51 years old.
Just
getting older. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway.
Things hit different when you get older. It's for some reason.
For sure. Well, Paul Brapson, listen, if I haven't told you, I love you. And seriously, I love you. You're a brother to me, and your impact on my life is everlasting. I love you, man. I want you to know that.
I love you too, brother.
Daina, so I told you many times over, je t'aime, petite femme. I love you forever.
I love you too.
Josh, thank you. Thank you for everything you do for us. And Again, all the pressure, all the smoke, all the time. Take us out of here, Josh. Give us our music. God bless you all.
I can't take no